cutting of the bustier. This is my already drafted bustier pattern. I'm not going to repeat this because I have a video of it on my YouTube channel. Then I will try to link the video to this tutorial, so you should check on the distribution box. You will see the video of how to draft a princess dart bustier. So I'm going to use this my pattern now to cut out my bustier. Okay, I'm done cutting out my fabrics and lining. This is my center front. I have the fabrics and the lining. I've also padded it. I first iron interface on it before padding it with my warding. Then the side front, I have 2 pieces for my fabrics and 2 pieces for my lining. Then the center back, I have 2 pieces for the fabrics and 2 pieces for the lining. I have the sides, 2 pieces for the fabrics and 2 pieces for the lining. I've gone interface on all of it. So now we are going to start. Okay, now we are going to start the sewing. So what I'm going to do, I'll just pick one of the center front and the side, center back, sorry, and the side back. I'll just align it very well like this, half length here. Then I will arrange and sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance. As you are sewing, you keep arranging it until you get to this point. I will do same to all this. This is very simple to sew. Is this center front? I know that people find it difficult to sew. So now, this center front now, this is my underbust line, and I also notched it here. I notched my bust line here. I notched it here. So what I'm going to do is you align it together, underbust to underbust. You pin it down. You arrange it again. Make sure that all are equal. Arrange. You pin it down. Please, it's very important you pin. You see my bust point now. I see it matched. Have you seen the notching? Have you seen it? It matched. So this is how I will arrange it. So you see the 2 notching now have aligned together. You pin it down. I'm taking my time to do this so that those of us that find it difficult to sew this, we know that it's so easy to sew. Once you notch them and make sure they match together, you will be good to go. You pin it down. You pin it down. So this is what I have now. So if I put it on your machine, as you sew, you can even start from here and sew. Now that you have already arranged it, it will go. So as you sew, you remove your pin and then arrange well with 1/2 inch seam allowance. It will be very well. As I pin it now, when I turn it to this side, you see it. I've not even sewn it. You see the way it is. You see, with just pinning it down. So this is what I will also do to this side and also to the lining, and I will sew everything. So I'm just sewing our bustier and also the lining. Then I'm going to put it right side facing each other this way. I will arrange it and sew the neckline. When I'm done sewing the neckline, I will notch it and top stitch. So by the time I'm done top stitching on the neckline, I will sew the sides and turn it to the right side. I will also do same to the back fabrics also. This is the lining for the back, while this is the fabrics for the back. So this is our front pattern and this is the back. I'm going to put it right side facing each other. Then I will join the shoulder. For those of us that don't know how to join the shoulder, You just pick one side of your lining and turn it this way, arrange it very well and sew. Then I will do same on this side, then I will shape it with my seam allowance. To the flare, this is my startup plan. So it's going to be a half flare, that is 180 flare. That means I'm folding my fabrics into two. So what I did to achieve that pleat is my round waist measurement is 38. I added 2 inches to it for my zipper allowance, that is 40. So that 40, I added 20 inches to it. That now gave me 60 inches. So that is 60 inches. I divided it with 3.14. So I got 19.1. So 19.1 is my radius. So I've put my fabric in 2 folds. So starting from this point now, I'm going to measure 19.1 round to get my radius. So I've gotten the radius. I used 19.1 as my radius. What I did is that I keep moving my tape at that 19.1. That's what I did to get my radius. Now, to know whether this radius is correct, what we have to do now is our round waist measurement divide by 4 plus 20. You know, it's 20 I added to my round waist measurement. So my round waist measurement is 38. I added 2 to make it 40. When you divide it by 4, it will give you 10 inches. Then plus 20 inches. So it will give you 30 inches. So I have to measure this, my radius, now to know whether I got up to 30 inches. You see the way I place my tape? That is the way you place your tape. So here I have 30.5. I'm okay with it. I'm looking for 30 and I have 30.5. It's okay. So now that we have gotten this, the next thing we are going to measure now is the peplum length. You decide the length of peplum you want to use. As for me, I'm using 10 inches. I need 9 inches for my peplum length. Then 1 inch for joining, half inch for joining allowance, and 1 inch for the folding in of my lining, because I'm going to line it. So I'm going to measure 10 inches here for my peplum length. Please, if you're a beginner, try this on paper first so that you will not damage your customers' fabrics. I'm begging you, try it on paper first. So I will do this round. So I've marked my peplum length. Please, this 20 inches I added to my radius here it depends on choice. If you want the pleat to be big, you can increase it, but the 20 inches I'm okay with it. So now I'm going to cut this out now. So I've cut out my peplum. This is what I have now. So what I'm going to do now on this peplum is that from this folded side, I'm going to measure 10 inches. I'm taking 10 inches from this folded side. I've marked it. You can as well notch it. From that point, I'm going to connect it with a straight line, as a straight line. So you can call here point A to B, 10 inches. Then you connect it as a straight line. So on this, my center front down part of the peplum, I'm going to go up by 2.5 inches. I'm taking 2.5 inches. So I'm going to use my curve ruler to connect these 2.5 inches to this my straight line. That's to curve that front. So I'll just put my curve ruler this way and curve it. So this is what I have now. I've curved it to so I'm going to cut this side out now. So I'm going to cut out here. So this is what I have now. So now that I've done this, I'm going to put my peplum on fold. You can even put it on fold before you cut at that center. You can put it on fold before you do that. So I'm going to trace it on the back. I'm going to trace this here because I'm also going to cut. You can cut it at once by putting it on fold first before you cut. So I'm equally going to cut this out now. You can put it on fold before you cut. So when you open it up, this is what you will have now. You see, these two edges are shorter. So I've cut out the back. This that I've marked my chalk is for the front, and this is for the back, and my back is into two pieces. Like I said, I'll cut it through. So now I'm going to use this to also cut out the lining, because I'm going to line it. So this is our flare now. Back to the flare. I've done ironing interface on it. This is for the front, while these two are for the back. Remember, we split the back into two pieces because of the zipper allowance. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sew it together. I'm going to bring one of the back, put it on the front this way. So with 1/2 inch allowance this side, I will put one on this side and sew with 1/2 inch allowance. I will also do same to the lining. This is our lining. I also ironed interface on the lining. As you can see, what I did on my fabrics I will do on my lining. So I'm done joining my fabrics here, and also here, there's the two sides. I've done the same to my lining also. I did the same thing to my lining. I've also ironed it open. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn my fabrics to the right side. So this is the right side of my fabrics. As you can see, this is the right side. So I'm going to bring my lining. This is the right side. I'll put it right side facing each other. I'll make sure I aligned it very well so that it will be equal, as you can see here now. So I'm going to sew with my 1/2 inch seam allowance or 1/4 inch, depending on what you sew with. So I'm going to sew with my seam allowance all till the end. I will notch it and top stitch it on the lining side. So by the time I'm done with it, I will iron it, then we'll move to the next stage. Okay, I'm done sewing my lining to my fabric. As you can see, I'll top stitch. I've also ironed. So at this point, I also top stitch on this area so that everything will be okay when I will start my pleat. So now let's start our pleat. So this point here now is my center front, you can see a notch here. Okay, I have to, let me use different colors of chalk to indicate all these points so that we'll be able to understand what I'm doing. Okay, here I have 3 points here. This is point A, which is my center front. I have yellow chalk here. Here, point B, I have white chalk, and point C, I have orange color check. So now we are going to start our pleat. This point B, now I'm going to fold it and make sure that this point meets this point here. So to backwards, see the way I'm doing it, I'm pushing it in this way, and make sure that the 2 notch meet together. Then by the time I'm done with it, you will see that it will automatically fall on this part, will automatically fall on this point 3. You see it? This is what I have, and this is what I have here. So I'm going to pin it down. On this side also, I have the exact thing. This is the center front. I have point 2 and point 3. By the time I fold my point 2 inward this way, for this notch to meet this my center front this way, so this here will automatically fall on point 3, which is the 3rd notch. I hope you are seeing it. So by the time I pin it down and arrange it well, this is what I will be having. You see it? The back is longer than the up. So I will pin this down. I will also come to this place again. And this my joining here is my center, my side. It will be at my side. So this is the center. So I will also bring one side, this point here, to meet with the center. This will fall towards my center front again. I will also do the same here. So I will do it and pin it down to show you what it look like. Okay, I'm done pleating. You have to take note of the pleats to make sure that everything aligns together. So here I'm going to trim off the excess here. So this is what I have now. As you can see, this place now, this is my 1-inch zip allowance. You can see it. I didn't pleat it, I left it here. Then after this pleat, you will notice this is the center front. You will notice after the center front pleat, there is 1/2-inch space on this side. There is also 1/2-inch space on this side. This is to show you that everything must align. Now that we are done pleating, the next thing now is to measure it to know whether we have the complete of our waist circumference. So the waist circumference I'm working with is 40 inches plus my zipper allowance 1 inch here, 1 inch, that is 42. So I'm going to measure it round now to know whether I'm good to go. Okay, here I have 42.5 inches. Hope you are seeing it. 42.5 inches. So I'm okay. Now I'm going to, the next thing is to sew this on my half length. I'm done attaching the flare. This is our flare. You can see the curve effect here. You can see it here. Hope you are seeing it. You are seeing it. By the time I'm through and put it in my manicure, you see it very well. I hope you are seeing it. So the next thing I'm going to do to this my blouse now is to put my sleeve and also sew my zipper to the back, and this our blouse will be ready for use. I hope you are seeing it. Very beautiful. But by the time I'm done, you will see the outcome of it by the time I put it on my mannequin. So this is the outcome of our blouse. For the sleeve and skirt tutorial, you check my channel, you will see it on my channel. Thank you for watching till the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to help me. God bless you and see you in the next tutorial. Bye.